Hi guys, it's me Lewis, and today I'm here to do a little top 10 best games that I've played from the past and present. Yes. Obviously, I've done two videos on the top 10 worst games that I've played. This time it's gonna be the other way around. The top 10 best games that I've played from the past and present. Now, we're gonna start off with none other than quite a unique game on the mobile market that you can get on both Android and iOS for free. And that's none other than Mousebot. Now you're thinking, what the fuck is Mousebot, you may wonder? Well, Mousebot is developed by none other than Vector Unit themselves, obviously, as you can see. That's the t-shirt right there. Mousebot. So, Mousebot is basically where you control this little remote-controlled mouse with on four wheels, of course. Where you have to dodge all these mouse traps, buzzsaws, meat grinders, fucking pools of acid and shit like that. You know, the usual. However, the reason why this game is on number 10, just want to get something out of the way. Which, by the way, this has nothing to do with me being a fanboy of Vector Unit or anything like that. The reason why it's at number 10 is because, first of all, it's very, very challenging, and plus it's hard as hell, which will make you rage quit like a motherfucker. But, however, the game, I have to say, is a lot of fucking fun, quite unique in its own way. And if you do have an Android and iOS available, which I'm not surprised if anyone hasn't, you can go ahead and download Mousebot for free. So happy days with that. So yeah, Mousebot, that is a game I would definitely recommend getting. So yeah. Number 9, we have Wolfenstein: The New Order. Now, this one I absolutely love throughout the entire Wolfenstein franchise. Which, just so you know, I never got the chance to play Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus just yet. I still need to get my hands on that shit. But Wolfenstein: The New Order, quite a unique take on the franchise, because it's just such an amazing game. Brings back a lot of memories where you carry two dual-wielding assault rifles, carrying a giant minigun, just murdering Nazis every step in your way. Just get all fucking guns, go die you Nazi scum! That's honest God, Wolfenstein always makes me happy with that shit. And this game has a unique story, unique and easily rememberable characters, which just so you know, by the way, absolutely love this game so much. Great story, great characters. I mean, hell, my favorite character of all time is fucking Maxos, the fucking guy that has like a big chunk of his skull that's missing. Fucking love that guy. He's like, People think that he's some sort of dumb, mentally challenged man-child, but in reality he's actually pretty fucking intelligent. I'm not gonna lie, a very intelligent man. But yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Order. If you enjoy murdering Nazis in video games, I would recommend getting it. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, it pays like a lot of tributes and references to the classic 3D Wolfenstein, way back from I think it was 1991, I believe. But yeah, Wolfenstein: The New Order, another game I'd recommend getting. Go and get it right now. It's a lot of fucking fun. Now, here comes an all-time classic at number 8, Comix Zone. Yes, Comix Zone, Nathan, why the fuck is that number 8? Let's just say the game is hard as hell. Yes, a classic 2D side-scrolling beat-em-up that takes place in a comic book-like style with of course, 16-bit graphics. Good lord, this game was a bit of a fucking nightmare to beat, let me say it right now. It was absolutely fucking difficult to beat. But the one thing I absolutely found unique about Comix Zone is the story. The story itself is where the creator gets sucked into his own comic, and he has to like fight his way through to get out. The main villain actually sucked him in, and obviously the main villain jumped out of the comic and is obviously trying to kill his creator, which is quite like an interesting twist, if I do say so myself. And Comix Zone it's just got like this wonderful combat where you just like punch and kick and just do like all these crazy moves to knock out these opponents. Which by the way, those fuckers can easily fight back. I'm not joking you. The enemies in that game are pretty damn difficult to kill. My apologies, but yeah, Comix Zone. I would definitely recommend playing this all-time classic. If you still have this game, I would recommend going back and playing it. If not, go and pick it up at your local gaming store, which by the way will be very cheap if I would say so. But yeah, Comix Zone, absolute classic, wonderful game, beautiful visuals, beautiful animation. Which by the way, the animation in that game was fucking amazing. One of the best animations I've seen in any 16-bit game. But yeah, Comix Zone, absolute classic. Now, here comes another classic on the N64, Wave Race 64. Now, Wave Race. There isn't really much to say about Wave Race other than the fact that, you know, it's a lot of fucking fun. That's all I can say. I mean, there is another Wave Race game on the GameCube, which I never played, by the way. I never got a chance to play that one. But Wave Race 64, absolutely wonderful game, because you can actually, the one thing I find absolutely hilarious about this game is that you can actually unlock a dolphin as a jet ski that you can drive around like the water racetrack. It's absolutely fucking great. And when you reach first place, the fucking announcer just goes, "Bonsai!" And the announcer in that game was absolutely great. I mean, a bit hilarious, but absolutely great. He's like, "Guess what? You got a turbo! Woo!" Just like speeding along and shit like that. It's just, brings back memories. And I really do want another Wave Race installment in the series. That'd be great. Because obviously there's one on the N64, which I played, of course, which I absolutely loved, and of course there's one on the GameCube, which I've heard a lot of people said that game was actually pretty good as well. So I'll try and get my hands on that game as well if I can. But Wave Race 64, brilliant racing game. Absolutely adore this racing game so much. Back on the N64 days, wonderful, absolute classic of a racing game. Oh boy, I miss that game so much. Anyway. Number 6, Blur. Now, Blur. Now, this one is an absolute classic. Way back in 2010, a development studio in my hometown, which unfortunately no longer exists anymore, but now reopened as a new company named Lucid Games, Bizarre Creations created Blur. Now, there were a lot of plans for Blur. There was supposed to be DLC for it. There's supposed to be a sequel, but unfortunately the company went bankrupt. However, Blur sold pretty fucking well worldwide. Because the game involves the combining of both real cars like Ford, Vauxhall, Volkswagen, Toyota, all those like actual real cars, and they combined it with Mario Kart power-ups. That right there made it so good, considering the fact that you had all these power-ups. You can just cause so much fucking carnage on the track, and that's what made it so good. And plus, it had some of those beautiful fucking visuals around that time. I'm not kidding you. If you still have Blur to this day, you can go back and just look at those gorgeous looking visuals. But the awesome thing is that Lucid Games actually managed to get the rights back to the Blur series, and of course the Project Gotham Racing series as well. So I've still got a bit of hope in my heart that we may get a Blur 2, which I'm still waiting for, by the way, and also PGR 5. But Blur 2 is one of the racing games that I really want to see again. But Blur, again, another game I would highly recommend getting. It was just, it was a wonderful game by Bizarre Creations, now Lucid Games. Please, Lucid Games, make a Blur 2. I'm begging you so much. Please make it. I understand you're working on another game now, but after you're done with that game, make Blur 2. That would make people so fucking happy. Now, here comes quite an interesting game, which by the way is also free to play, Warframe. Now, this shouldn't be a no-brainer to anyone, because Warframe is quite a really fun a really fun co-op MMO shooter. Sorry, I thought my tongue was tied there for a moment. I still apologise. But Warframe, the most unique co-op shooter online that I've ever seen in my entire life. quite a unique style to it, because you play as like these robotic ninjas who carry like these guns and swords with like these weird helmets and these weird like armor designs. It looks very, very bizarre and weird, and that's what gives Warframe its own personality, because people saw the designs and went, this is actually quite a unique design. I like this. It's pretty cool. But the one thing I absolutely love about this game is that you go to your navigation console and you can choose whatever planet you want to go on, and I absolutely fucking love that so much. You just which of course you have to unlock them, obviously. Which, by the way, spoiler alert, there's no microtransactions to unlock planets, so thank God for that. And you just choose whatever mission you want. And they recently just updated the game where you go to this one interesting planet where you go outside this little like village, where you attack these zombified Grineer, which is the enemies of the Tenno, which is obviously us, the Warframe Tennos. But Warframe is such an amazing shooter game. I do play it on a regular basis when I have time to play it. That is, and I will say one thing about this game. It's 1,000 times better than Destiny. It had content. It had tons of content at day one launch, and it was free to play. So, if you want to play a Destiny-esque game, Warframe is the one for you. Now, this one shouldn't be a no-brainer to anyone, because I did mention this a couple of months ago. Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown. Now, Virtua Fighter has always been, and I mean, it has always been my all-time favourite 3D fighting games. Ever since the 32X, ever since I played it on the 32X, I just could not stop playing it. With that weird polygonal looking graphical designs, which obviously looked ugly back then, but for some reason it just looks great today, which, you know, it's just still messes with my mind to this day. However, Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown, I've got to say, is one of the best Virtua Fighter games in the series. Despite the fact that the game is incredibly balanced, the game looks good and it plays good. And every time you press a button or move the control stick, the characters respond immediately. There's no input lags. There's nothing like that. They just want, if you want like, you know, punch your opponents, bam, there you go. They do it immediately. There's no input delays or anything like that. That's what I love about this series. And plus, what I also love about Virtua Fighter 5 Final Showdown is how realistic, how realistic the series altogether is grounded on, and of course, Virtua Fighter is more of the realistic settings, because of course, Yu Suzuki, the guy who created the Virtua Fighter series, wanted to make more of a realistic fighting game, and somehow this realistic fighting game known as Virtua Fighter did extremely well worldwide, not just in Japan but worldwide. And the awesome thing is, the Virtua Fighter fan base is still around and still waiting for Virtua Fighter 6, which obviously I'm one of them. So yeah, please Sega, make a Virtua Fighter 6. I'm begging you, please, fucking do it. But Virtua Fighter 5, I would definitely would recommend picking this up, despite the fact that nobody really plays online anymore, which is a bit of a damn shame. If you have any friends who live near you, give them a ring or whatever, and tell them to come and play this game known as VF5 Final Showdown, and see what they think of it. So yeah, Virtua 5 Final Showdown, absolute brilliant 3D fighting game. And I will say this right now, right, to piss off the Tekken fans, I'm sorry to say this, but it's better than Tekken. I'm sorry, I just cannot stop playing Virtua Fighter. It's amazing. Now, here comes another game. Another game at the top. At the top three, developed by Vector Unit yet again, Riptide GP Renegade. Now, of course, I've spoken about Riptide GP Renegade before in the past, and of course, I'm wearing one of the t-shirts that Vector Unit gave me, which, you know, thank you very much for that. Riptide GP Renegade, I've got to say, is a fast improvement throughout the entire series. Now, don't get me wrong, don't get me wrong, Riptide GP 2, I have to say, was one of the best games on the mobile devices, but for some reason, on the console versions, wasn't that great. It was merely because of the fact that the controls were very stiff to control on that game. But Riptide GP Renegade was a fast improvement on that. They actually like loosened the controls a bit more to make sure that the jet skis turned a bit more smoother, and I absolutely love that a bit. Riptide GP Renegade, I have to say, which I recently found out is actually a reboot. Yes, a reboot. It's not a sequel, it's not a spin-off, it's a reboot. And that right there actually surprised me when I found that out, because I was like, what? Yeah, I was quite surprised about that shit. But Riptide GP Renegade, this game actually has quite a decent story campaign to it, where you play as the role of two different characters, Impact and Poison, and these two characters get fucked over by one other racer named Krex, who bailed on them when the cops arrested both Impact and Poison, and those two actually build up a crew to take down Krex, like to prove to Krex that he's pretty much of a dickhead, and pretty much of a sore loser of a racer. But the game itself, I will say, is quite challenging. It starts off easy, of course, but it gets incredibly fucking difficult over time. And the game itself is not easy. Once you reach the middle of the story campaign, but Riptide GP Renegade, playing online, by the way, playing online was I just keep on beating everyone in that game. It's so good. I just kept on beating everyone online, just constantly, every single fucking time. Just like driving past them saying, bye bye motherfucker, woo! Just, there you go. And I always came in first place, and honest to God, Vector Unit, Riptide GP Renegade, I've got to say, is one of the best Riptide GP games in the series, a fast improvement. And I've got to say, it's very fucking unique. And just be very lucky that this game has reached number 3. You're very lucky, Vector Unit, because obviously, big fan of yours. Obviously, yeah, I'm going to be supporting your games until the day I die. Obviously, absolutely love the series to bits. Now, number 2, a recent game that came out last year, and that's none other than Redout. Now, Redout, you're probably thinking, Redout, is that like a kind of like a knockoff to Wipeout? Kind of, but not really. Which, of course, since now I said that, you're probably thinking, oh, it's a futuristic racing game, which obviously the answer is, well, yes. Yes, it is. Now, Redout, oh man, this brings back a lot of memories playing super fast, futuristic racing games, like, obviously, well, like Wipeout and Extreme G, and another game which will be on number 1, which shouldn't be a no-brainer to anyone wants to get to that later on. Redout, I've got to say, is a fast game, but it's really fucking hard to beat. I've only managed to like beat some of the racetracks, but the ones I can't beat are just far too difficult for me. But at the same time, though, I absolutely enjoy Redout altogether. It's just such a fun game, and the one thing I love about it is that each ship that you choose from is some of them are actually like referencing like different like sci-fi films, different games and whatnot. Because 2 of them look like a spaceship. One of them looks like a muscle car. The other one looks like a sports car, and the other one looks like what was it, a boat, and the other one looks like a pod racer from Star Wars. No joke, an actual pod racer. But Redout, oh boy, Redout, it was just, oh god, it's just such a fucking good game. I just couldn't stop playing it. It was so good. Still, I still can't stop playing to this day because it's a lot of fun. It generally is a fun game, hard as hell, but a fun game to play. Now, here comes the final one, number 1, which shouldn't be no surprise at all, because I've mentioned this game numerous times on this channel. And that's none other than F-Zero GX. Yes, possibly one of the best F-Zero games in the series. This game is a fucking masterpiece on the GameCube, and I mean, it is a absolute masterpiece on the GameCube. And oh my god, absolutely enjoyed F-Zero GX back in the day. Despite the fact that the story mode was obviously incredibly short, but oh my god, it was hard as hell. And that's another thing as well. The game itself is just incredibly fucking difficult altogether. Trying to beat the story mode or beating the Grand Prix, it is an absolute fucking nightmare to beat. Because unlocking different ships and characters, it was just it was an absolute pain in my fucking backside, man. Honestly, it was not easy at all to unlock any of them. Let me say that right now, it was not easy whatsoever. However, with F-Zero GX on the other hand, playing that, going at super high speeds is just one of the things that makes the game absolutely fantastic. You just want to constantly just go faster and faster and faster until well, you crash and burn. But you got up to around 30 racers on the track, so it's basically you versus 29 other racers on the track, and yet people like me have been waiting for a new installment in the series for almost 2 decades now. And I'm still waiting for a new F-Zero game for the Nintendo Switch. We didn't get one for the Nintendo Wii. We didn't get one for the 3DS, nor the Wii U. Now would be a good time to get it for the Nintendo Switch and Nintendo. Please make another one. That would make people so fucking happy, including me, because I would buy a Nintendo Switch in a heartbeat if that fucking happened, honestly. But yeah, F-Zero GX. If you still have the game, and if you have like a Wii U or a GameCube, or you can just download it on the Dolphin emulator, just go and get it. It's so fucking good. I absolutely adore F-Zero GX to bits. It's just a wonderful game. But yeah, that's my entire list of the top 10 best games that I've played from the past and present. So yeah, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and tell me what are your favorite games from the past and present. From the past and present. Okay, guys, peace out.